Excuse me, it's ma'am.
How dare you?
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
How dare you?
Yes, we're back, we're live. It's going to be a quick one though. Dang, have I been busy today? And blame Wookie. Wookie, it's all your fault. I'm blaming you anyway. But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen and time travelers and whoever else or whatever else out there might be listening to us. Welcome back. Another quick pre-show stream. And you just know it's another day in 2020. When Jesus gets arrested in Russia. Yes, indeed. So we're going to take a little light-hearted look at what's been going on with the king. He has to be regarded as the king of LARPers, right? Not the king of kings, but the king of LARPers. Only in 2020. And let this be a lesson to all you LARPers and would-be LARPers out there. Ah, yes, there is a time. There always comes a time when the LARP turns. But welcome back to the stream, everyone. No chat. What's happened again? I'm really going to have a word with these people at Streamlabs, you know. Not that they would listen to a word I say. However, sounds good, right? So, and now it's in front of my head, and yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We'll get there. There's no stress. There we go. There we go. So how you all doing? And Lee Veltman, how you doing, brother? Telling you, man. The Russians are way ahead of you, dude. I thought you were the king of busting the LARPers, but nah. Old Vladimir, he's got the FSB out doing... They're doing yeoman's work. They really, really are. Who knew? Who knew? The character we're going to look at today, he's not even new to the British media. No. This guy's career goes back a long, long time. So again, let that be a lesson to all of you out there. Because it would seem that this really is the season of the LARPs coming to a really horrible end. All across the globe. It's crazy, right? But big shout out to Bearded Traveller. I think he sits there, he hovers, he's waiting just to lurk. And then boom, he's in. First in the chat, good on you. We have got Connie in there. Connie, so lovely chatting to you the other night. And of course, I'm going to be on the main Kev Baker show. And 54 minutes. That's pretty cool. So I'll be over there. I think today you're stuck with yours truly. I've maybe got somebody coming on to join me. Scotty Lopez, he's got a bit of a problem with his chair. So fingers crossed he'll be able to get it fixed by the time that the show starts. But if not, all good. So I've got some really good material to pick up where we left off yesterday on World War Z. And it's serious, and then it goes into the woo. It's the perfect blend for a Thursday on KBS. And then as the show progresses, it gets more and more into the woo as we go. But we're not here to talk about the woo just yet. Well, I suppose you could call it woo when you've had a guy jumping about, not just Russia, but Siberia. Yeah? The Siberian Jesus. And hey, listen, I ain't judging this guy in his geography, okay? We're going to take a look at what the heck I'm talking about and what a lot of people have been talking about. It's fun, it's light-hearted, but there is an important message conveyed in this story, and it's a lesson that needs to be learned. There really is. So we'll laugh and we'll joke about the Russian Jesus. But like I say, it does actually have some serious aspects to it. Because it kind of ties in a way, with some of the things that I've been watching playing out over the past couple of years that's made the internet increasingly a really strange place to be. It's really absurd at times as well. You know, you hear about people getting resurrected from the dead. Seriously, people going about thinking that right now. You know, and that's the kind of LARPs that are underway. And it's not the LARPs per se that really mystifies me. It's the amount of people that buy into them. Whether it's the ones that are running now on the internet or things like we're going to look at here, where a cult leader who claims to be the reincarnation of Jesus is arrested in Russia. All right? It's one thing, you know, sitting down one day and thinking to yourself, right, he must have looked at himself in the mirror. I'm sure a couple of people had probably commented on his looks when he was younger. That maybe, just maybe, this traffic cop, yes, this Jesus, not a carpenter, that no real cool backstory for this one. No, he was a cop. He was a traffic cop. And then one day he decided, you know what? I might actually try and make the most out of this whole Jesus look that I've been blessed with. Hey, if people think I look like Jesus, who's he to deny them a bit of him, right? And that's how it begins. I would say some of these things begin just with somebody having a laugh. Just with somebody out to, you know, maybe see how far they can take something. Maybe they actually are deluded. Maybe they truly do believe they are who they say they are. And then there's probably ones who just come along and do it for the hell of it. Now, this cat here, he's interesting. I think it's an interesting story. The old king of LARPers over in Russia. But we're going to take a look at it because, like I say, he's been at this for a while. A long, long while. And the LARP, you see, these devoted followers who, no matter what the LARP is, they never question their chosen one, their idol, be it a Russian Jesus, be it XYZ, who propagate LARPs on the internet. You see, I name no names. I provide, I let you decide. You can fill in the blanks. We all know who they are. And that's why I hope they're watching. Well, one isn't watching. Because along with Jesus, there's been another LARPer that's found himself on the wrong side of the law. And again, all you potential LARPers and current LARPers out there, you know, the more prominent ones, you ought to pay attention. You really ought to pay attention to that because although we're living in some kind of weird altered version of reality with the information overload that we're all subjected to, there is still a real world. And yeah, sure, if you're behind the LARP and you know what's going on, it's fun, it's games, and by golly, it can be pretty lucrative as well. But on the other side of the LARP, not so fun. In fact, it can get pretty dangerous at times. And the real world always catches up. It might take time. This dude's been going about for over 10 years from what I can make out. It might take time. But eventually, but whether you think you're sent divinely by God or not, the long arm of the law, be it the British, be it the American, be it the FSB, they will catch up to you. No, they will catch up to you. When they catch up to you, oh, holy smoke, Batman. Yep. Jesus gets arrested in Russia. Couldn't make it up, right? In fact, it probably deserves a...
How dare you?
It's the holiest of LARPs I've ever come across. LARP, you say? What is a LARP? Why do I hear everyone talking about LARPs? Live action roleplay. Think of Dungeons and Dragons, only conning people that your modern day version of it is real. Oh no, I was talking about something else there. I was talking about a modern day one. We're talking about Jesus right now, right? But live action roleplay. You play the part. People join in. They get caught up in the game. And games and reality and the make-believe, all those lines become quickly blurred, depending on how good said LARPer or LARPers and the operation is. And we've seen how effective it can be in the internet age, right? We're still watching that one playing out right now. But away from that, let's get to one that I actually quite admire. Come on, you've got to take your hats off to a guy. I know it's blasphemous, okay? I know that the really devout Christians out there are going to be absolutely throwing holy water at me right now. But you have to admit, it's kind of, you got to laugh and smile that somebody, A, had the audacity to do this, And B, he got away with it for so long. I wonder just how much like Jesus this cat really was. Will we find out? I think we should. So it says here Russian authorities mounted a special operation. Do you think they dressed up in like some kind of Templar type garb? Something like that? I mean, if you're going to go and arrest somebody divine, even if there's only a small potential of divinity, right? I mean, you're talking about an interdimensional being that you're away to arrest there. I'm telling you. I'm just saying, okay? Could it be like militarized witch hunters? I don't know how they do it. I've never really sat down and thought of the logistics of trying to catch myself a Jesus before. But it says here, to arrest a former traffic police officer who claims to be the reincarnation of Jesus and has run a cult based in the depths of Siberia for the past 3 decades. Now, you know you've got to be selling something pretty good if you're actually managing to persuade people to go to Siberia with you. Do you know what I mean? I mean, this guy must have been good. He must have had the gift of the gab. You'd have to, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, he doesn't look too Jesus-like here. But what would Jesus look like if he'd lived to a ripe old age like this one? Hey, who knows? Helicopters and armed officers stormed communities ran by Sergei Torop, known to his followers as Vissarion. I like that. That's far cooler than Sergei Torop, right? And arrested him and 2 of his aides. And again, you see, it's not just the main LARPer that gets kind of rounded up here. All right? So just be careful. Russia's investigative committee said it would charge him with organising an illegal religious organisation, alleging that the cult extorted money from followers and subjected them to emotional abuse. Some things don't really change, right? Extorting members, or extorting money from followers, subjected to emotional abuse. Is that? Well, in fact, I'm not going to get into the modern. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So Torop, 59, with long grey hair and a beard. Okay, now we're starting to get a bit more Jesus-like. I'm starting to see it now, if I squint my eye. Was led by masked troops to a helicopter. And I was about to say the Vatican. Imagine the Vatican arrested him. What were they called? What's the name of those dudes with the funny pantaloons on? The guard. The Swiss guard. Yeah, imagine them jumping out of a helicopter, out of a Black Hawk with a Swiss army knives, pull out something. There's probably a tool in there to catch a Jesus, right? There's enough tools for everything else. Come on, tell me you know all the tools on a Swiss army knife, right? So now I've got the picture in my head. They're all sitting in Siberia, freezing their knackers off. The big man, he's probably doing something with some unholy water or whatever he does. He's his own Jesus, right? But then this helicopters all come swooping in, man. And then out they come. They abseil down, they fast rope in, and yeah, absolutely masked Swiss guard. What an operation! So the operation didn't involve anything like that. Unfortunately, it was just the FSB security service, as well as police and other agencies. So Vadim Redkin, a former drummer in a Soviet-era boy band, who is known as Vissarion's right-hand man, was also arrested, along with another aide, Vladimir Vedernikov. I wonder what kind of disciples they claimed to be. They probably claimed to be reincarnated as well, right? I mean, come on. I mean, you don't go changing the original of that story. It's pretty much set in stone. It was literally written in stone, right? So Torop, who lost his job as a traffic officer in 1989, you see? The government at the time persecuted him, so he was. Claimed he experienced an awakening, oh boy. As the Soviet, as long as it wasn't getting woke. Bit of a difference. As the Soviet regime began to collapse. So in 1991, he founded a movement now known as the Church of the Last Testament. That sounds like something Paul Begley should be a pastor in. Seriously? Oh, come on, man. So several thousand followers. Several thousand followers. Hey, pamphlet. Nemos, Sather, you might want to take a page out of this cat's book. He done this all before you. Mate, you should have said he had a great awakening. That would have been even more hilarious. Then we could have said they totally lifted it from the Russian Jesus, right? So several thousand of these maniacs. Okay, they're not maniacs. That's a bit cruel. Cult members. That's a bit more politically correct, right? Converts to the cult included professionals from across Russia, as well as pilgrims from abroad. You see, you're actually convincing people to give up maybe warmer climate to come and live with Jesus and his 2 disciples out in Siberia. How do you think the demographics were, folks? Do you think it was mainly men in this cult? Or do you think it was mainly chicks? What do you think? I can tell you from that picture there, it looks like it's mainly chicks, right? Jesus was definitely doing a bit of carpentry back over in Siberia. That's all I'm saying. Because he was laying a lot of wood. I am not God. And it is a mistake to see Jesus as God. I am the living word of God the Father. Everything that God wants to say, he says through me. Vissarion told The Guardian in 2012. Okay, that's pretty cool, but where does that bring in the need to have, like, the crazy compound in Siberia with a sprawling population of thousands of women and a couple of guys? I'm just saying. So Russian media reported that in the original ideology of the cult, here we go, Vissarion claimed that Jesus was watching over people from an orbit close to Earth, and the Virgin Mary was running Russia. But later, he declared himself to be Jesus. Wow, that's a bit quantum. That's a bit like Holy Trinity, kind of unholy Trinity stuff going on there. So at one point, he's like just himself, and Jesus is an outside character. The Virgin Mary, back in, I can't remember who was running the kind of Kremlin back then. I don't really think it was anyone that resembled the Virgin Mary in my mind. I could be wrong. And then later he went, well, no, actually, I've been having you on. Disinformation is necessary. I wasn't really in orbit. That wasn't me in the Black Knight satellite. No. I was with the Blue Chickens. I mean, no, I was actually down here. It's me. Woo. Yeah. Funnily enough, I don't know how anyone bought into this. He must have been right good, right? So it says his commune mixes a selection of rites drawn from Orthodox Christianity with environmental edicts and a series of other rules. He has got woke. It wasn't an awakening, it was a wokening. That's what he had. Veganism, nothing against vegans, but it does tend to be a woke thing, is enforced and monetary exchange is banned inside the commune. Sugar. Now I can see a definite advantage of this place. Where'd I go? Followers wear austere clothing and count years starting from 1961, the year of Vissarion's birth. Oh, wow, man. Wow, see, you've got BV before Vissarion. and in the post-1961 world. I like it. So while Christmas has been replaced by a feast day on the 14th of January, his birthday. Now, it's not clear what will happen to the disciples now that their leader has been arrested, nor is it clear why authorities decided to move now. The official Russian Orthodox Church has long condemned the group, but officials have largely left the devotees alone. Well, if you're not harming anyone, you know. Some Russian media outlets reported that the community had become involved in a dispute with local business interests. And this is where the serious side of this comes in. Because it's okay, me sitting here in Glasgow, you know, having a laugh. I'm not somebody that's like giving up everything to go and buy in to something like this. And that's the serious side of it. Because sure, these people that do run these scams, you'd like to hope that eventually they all get kind of picked off. And they're extorting money out of people under false pretenses, folks. Whether they're saying they're Jesus or or whoever it is they say that they get their information from. I mean, for goodness sake, there's even people out there saying that they get their information from deep. You see? You see? I mean, come on. That's wrong. We all need a bit of hope. We all go looking for it. It's a dark world. It's depressing at times. 2020 is back crap crazy. And this is just criminals. That's what it boils down to. I know we have a laugh and a joke about some of the LARPs, 17th layer, that goes on right now in the world, right? At the end of the day, there's people really bought into that. And it's not them that I tend to have a go at. And I know it sounds sometimes like I'm having a laugh at them and things, and maybe I am, but the real problem is the people pushing it. And a bigger problem comes when it all comes crashing to an end. Because you're talking about people who have maybe got issues to begin with. Maybe that's how they've bought in so heavy. And even when information is presented that totally smashes the claims of the people that have caught them in a trance, they won't look at it, they won't see it, they can't see it. They refuse to see it. And then what happens to them when eventually reality comes home to bite? Whatever the promises have been, they never get fulfilled, and eventually, after so long, everyone starts to get it eventually when you've been promised something and then, it didn't happen again, and not going to happen this time, just keep on sending me those donations and keep on giving a penny to Jesus and his disciples, you know. There is real world ramifications here, and that's the thing. And some people, I think, have kind of become disconnected. There's not us, but other people out there. Maybe if the cap fits, I don't know who I'm talking to. Only 50 people, I would imagine you're all pretty much regulars here. We all pretty much look at the same things. We know when I'm talking between the lines and who I'm talking about. But yeah, there is a serious side to it. And you see it ending not just in tears sometimes, but unfortunately, violence. And like I say, there's other LARPs coming to an end right now. I'm sure if you follow Lee Veltman and John Brisson, you'll be able to go and check that out, that they cover Mr. Steinbart, or Steinlarp as I call him, running about claiming to be, you know, Q, or getting messages from Q in the future, claiming to be a spook, a DIA agent. Oh, crap. And you can't just run about forever making crap like that up. But even despite the fact he's got the orange jumpsuit, he's behind bars, still buy in. They just don't want to give up that last bit of hope. They can't accept that they've been duped. And when they do, when that penny drops, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I just hope those people start to step back and look at the bigger picture and other people online and how they roll and how other corners of the internet work. But it isn't all like that. It's such a small minority of such a small group on the internet. Seems big to us at times because we're staring at it. In reality, in a world of 6 billion, you know, really. But yeah, you know, it's another day in 2020 when Jesus has been rounded up and put in the gulag. Damn, dude. You know, if he really is the man, and I will come back here and I will eat humble Jesus pie. If 3 days from now, yes, 3 days from now, well, I suppose he got arrested 2 days ago, so you've got about 24 hours to walk through walls, Jesus. Or I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it at all. In fact, we don't even need a trial. Send them away. So, listen, little bit of a laugh, little bit of a joke, but a serious side as well. I hope you can get that. And like I say, this guy's been in the news for years. This is 2002. The Jesus of Siberia. Sergei Torop was a traffic cop in the small Russian town of Munusinsk until 1989, when he announced that he was the Son of God. Now he commands a following of thousands and rules over a large swathe of the Siberian mountains. Ian Trainer makes a pilgrimage. How bad am I going to feel if I got this all wrong? Oh, you know I'm going to eventually, we'll eventually leave this plane, right? And I go whistling away, going towards the light. And a mad Russian accent says to me, no, he's not good. I can't do a Russian accent, so it's just going to be a Glaswegian Russian guy who blatantly says to me, no, Kev, you're just not getting in. You didn't buy it. You didn't buy it, man. Yama, Donny. Yama, how you doing? Yes, good to see you here, my Australian friend. Damn, dude, you're up early. So it says 4,000 feet up a mountain deep in the Siberian taiga. The middle-aged man appears in a velvet crimson robe, long brown hair framing a beatific smile. He sits down in a log cabin perched on the brow of the hill. It is a room with a stunning view. The snowy Cyan Mountains sparkle in the distance, and the silver and pink of the birch forest shimmer in the clear sunlight. Oh, harps are playing. The cherubs are plucking them. And down to the right, the pure blue water of Lake Tibercool mesmerizes. And behind the cabin, for much further than the eye can see, 1,000 kilometers, the Siberian wilderness stretches bereft of human habitation. All very complicated, he starts quietly. But to keep things simple, yes, I am Jesus Christ.
How dare you?
Exactly. You might be jumping about mountains in a purple robe. And that's pretty cool. I must admit, I was quite impressed by that. As you're just bimbling through the Siberian kind of tundra, come across a mountain, and then lo and behold, you haven't seen people for days, and this long-haired, purple-robed entity stands there at the top of the mountain with the sunlight going over his head and that. Holy bigoli, I think I might be in. I think I might have fallen for it. Ah, yes, meet the Messiah of Siberia. Vasilian Christ. That's a great name. The teacher, as he is known to thousands of disciples, who are convinced that he is the reincarnation of Jesus of Nazareth, come back to earth to save the world. I would really hope for sure it would have a lot more fanfare than a dude living up in a Siberian mountain. I really would. In this day and age, I'd expect him to at least have a Twitter. He's got to have social media, or it can't be him, right? Can't be. So let's take a little look. Well, we take a little look at how this cat pulled it off, because I think I know how he pulled it off. Take a look at this cat. Look, listen, I'm not saying he's Jesus, but Jesus. I'm telling you, man, there's something about him. He's got a little look. I mean, that one there looks a little bit, kind of 80s Russian pop star look about it. But he was a drummer in a band after all, or was that his friend? Can't remember. Like, come on, man. I mean, he's got the right sandals for it. At least he's gone for that. Yeah. I mean, if he was to go and just pull the handcuffs apart, what could you do? What could you do? And I mean, if you were totally blind, he looks kind of similar. But it always kind of troubles me how Jesus looked. This whole, I don't think he would have been that colour of skin. I know it's kind of dodgy to speak about these things these days, right? But I'd imagine him to be a little bit darker than that. That's all I'm saying. Hey, I wasn't there though. Wasn't it? There's the one I'd seen. Look at that. Huh? I'm telling you, you're walking up the hill and whoa, there he appears in his big purple coat. Jesus wouldn't say he's Jesus. Oh no, Polly. Now, it was, you see, now we're going to have to question everyone now. I'm going to be looking at everyone with that kind of different look. Why can't it just be simple? Can people just say who they are? I suppose this guy tried to and got locked up, so I get it. I get it. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. Look, it's going to be a bit more serious when I go on the Kev Baker show tonight. You know what I am over here. This is how we roll, all right? We have a laugh. We have a joke. Now, we're going to stick with Russia. And I've got what I think is a better contender. Maybe not to claim he's the son of God or Jesus or anything like that. But what if I was to tell you, I think I've found the Russian Peter Pan? Or would he be Petra Panov? Yeah, will we have a look at the Russian Petra Panov? Look at this cat! 32 years old. I tell you, I want to be bathing. I want to be bathing in the waters this man bathes in. Yes, indeed. I'm telling you. So yeah, I might not have the Russian Jesus. And it was very blasphemous what he was up to. Naughty, naughty. But he'll be judged for that. It doesn't matter what I think of him. That's why I can laugh at him. And I'll be judged for laughing at him. I just hope it wasn't him. But this guy here, I think this guy's definitely got some kind of miracle powers, right? I mean, 32-year-old looks like a 14-year-old. So, Denis Vashurin is something of an online celebrity in Russia thanks to his bafflingly youthful appearance. To the casual observer, i.e. Kev, and all of you out there, Vashurin, who lives in a small village. I thought I was going to say about 4,000 feet up a Siberian mountain. I was going to go, oh no, this took a twist. So, no, it was the Krasnoyarsk region. I got that one right. Might appear to be like any other teenager, except for the fact he's actually a 32-year-old man. So, born in 1987, Vashurin started out his life as an ordinary child. However, well, I didn't expect him to start out his life looking like an old man. But of course he started his life as an ordinary-looking child. However, it wasn't long before his parents noticed that something was amiss and he wasn't growing the same as his peers. The older he got, the more noticeable his affliction became. By the time he was a teenager, it was clear that it stopped growing and seemed substantially smaller than others his age. When I realised that I would no longer change physically, I felt somewhat uneasy, he said. I thought about how everything would be, how my life would go on, whether it would be hard for me. And despite appearing so young, Vashurin has managed to lead a relatively normal life, even though he has to prove his age to authorities on several occasions, including while driving. And ironically, his friends and even his girlfriend have come to refer to him as Grandpa. Says, you cannot live my life, he said. You do not know how you would live in my body, in my situation, what kind of person you would become. Therefore, do not judge. And there's a documentary about him. 32 years old. Damn. I sometimes think I'm pushing it when I say maybe, shave a couple of years off here or there. I mean, come on, I look 32, right? And with the lights out. Absolutely. So listen, I'm going to put some tunes on. I'm going to get a little drink. I'll come back, see what you chatters are saying. But holy LARP, Batman. The LARP is up for this cat. Yeah. Jesus, he's preaching to an audience of none right now. But like I say, he's got one last chance to prove to the world that we're all asshats, and he's got it all going on. All he's got to do is walk straight through that wall, straight through the wall behind him, and we're all there, right? Even better if there's water outside, and he just takes off across the water, just gallops away, back up to his mountain. Even better if somehow, all of a sudden, miraculously, the purple robe just starts flowing behind him. Cherubs in the sky, and if you see cherubs in the sky, probably Project Bluebeam. Nothing to do with this guy. But I will be back in just a moment, and we'll get even crazier. How can we get even crazier? Because we can. So who we got out there today? We've got Blue Days, King, Connie, Gary. How you doing, man? Yeah, exactly, Gary. 32. Heck, man, I was pushing it there. I was trying to push it. 33 I'll go for next time, right? But we've also got the Russell Johnson is in there. Our good friend Connie. And Karen. How you doing, Karen? Gary says, have I been on the strong stuff? That's good. It's definitely good. Hey, it's another day in 2020, Gary. You gotta be happy, man. Right? Plenty to be happy about. We've got Rick in there. Aye, aye, Rick. We've got Nothing As It Seems, you better believe it. Donnie Firmer. Marty, good to see you. John. John is in there as well. John Nelson. Oh, 3 Johns, I think. We got Lee. He's kicking about in there. I hope I gave you a laugh. You need a laugh, dude. You do need a laugh. You do hard work. I tell you, it's mucky work you do, man. You must feel dirty by the end of each day. Wading in amongst that quagmire of people. St. Marionette, we've got Linda. Let the guy be. The wee guy, the young guy? The young guy's a hero. The old guy? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Ain't LARPing your ass off around like Jesus around here. Oh, no, no, no. If you're going to call out other ones, you got to call out the king of the LARPers, right? What else we got in there? Jason, how you doing, man? There's many that do, Jason. There's many that think that. Who else is kicking about? Don't know why I put an English accent on there. That was disturbing. Bearded, first in the chat today, the Wookiee. Yeah, I tell you what, you're all kicking about in there, right? Woo! Scrolling down. Dang, dudes. So, what else have I got here in my little grab bag? Oh, this is a bit of a crazy one. Have you seen what kids are doing nowadays to try and, like, get out of class? I was reading about this the other day. I don't know whether I want to, like, cry with pride, ingenuity, just the kind of way they've thought of it, or, you know, come on. But hey, did you know how kids are getting out of class nowadays? Classes are different nowadays, right? My boy, he started college. He hasn't left the house yet. And yet he's been in college for 3 weeks. Go figure. Zoom, my friends. That's what it's all about. The world's going very virtual. And hey, I'm not here to talk about that side of things. But I tell you what, you're either going to think this is genius or you're going to think it's ludicrous, right? Number 1 for genius. Number 2 for ludicrous. And that is teenagers that are staging their own, let's just say, taken against their will, because that word will definitely get me kind of in the naughty step. Yeah, they're like getting grabbed in their homes in front of their teachers on Zoom and then getting dragged out the house. But it's all good. Nobody's getting hurt. It's a friend doing it. So it says, in a new virtual trend, high school and college students stage a Zoom, taking people away during virtual class meetings to get out of lectures, tests, and quizzes. I tell you, I'm surprised him in the room hasn't tried, like, saying, Dad, any chance you can kind of pull me out today? It's maths. Oh, you know, I don't know if I fancy. Just come in, pull the hoodie up, whoosh, pull them out. I don't know. Improvise, adapt, and overcome, right? I tell you. It's either genius or ludicrous. Number 1, snatched. Good word. Genius or ludicrous. 1 for genius. 2 for ludicrous. Come on, what do you think? I think it's pretty smart. I'm not condoning it. I'm not telling people to do it. You gotta love it. I mean, who came up with that? It's pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. But you now know if it ever won genius, yep. Wookiee, I'm with you, I think. Good business for some too. Ludicrous, yep. Karen's a 1. Yep. It's gonna be interesting to see how this goes. 2 for Marty. Oh, get your 1s and 2s in. 1 is genius, 2 is ludicrous. Come on, folks. I'm only asking you for a simple number. Both. Quantum. Go on, Buzz. Brilliant. Connie's all 1. She's in the 1s. Missed it. You're all good. King, you're good. You're allowed to miss it. You are the king. Nothing As It Seems is in for 1. Jules is having a 1. Oh, the 1s are starting to swing it here. Come on, get your numbers in. Come on, don't be shy. Just numbers. That's all it is. Come on. Damn, dude. I know what it is. You just want you don't want the AI knowing what type of person you are. I get it. Yeah, oh, it's a lot of ones. Jose's coming in with 2. Polly's coming in with 2. Here we go. Colby. Hey, Colby. Cool name, Colby. Like that. He's in the 1, so, yep. Definitely leaning towards the 1s. Wookie's not going for 1 or 2. He's just going for boo. So, I think the 1 genius wins it. Now, something that isn't so genius, and another thing I want to bring up real quickly before I go away today. We've talked about some of the trends, some of the kind of things that people will do to go viral in the past. And I suppose in a way this ties in with the LARPing, because people will literally do anything to get attention, to get their, not even 2 minutes of fame in this kind of instance, it's 15 seconds of fame over on TikTok. And I'm only going to show the headline here. I'm sure you've probably heard about it. If not, go and check it out. But this here, I mean, when I first seen it, I'd hoped it was like some kind of joke or something. But no. Parents tossing children off camera for a TikTok challenge. Yeah, a line from Blueface's popular rap track Baby inspired the challenge. Benevolent TikTok challenges are often involve users doing cute, coordinated dance moves to a popular song. But a new challenge is people doing just that, but instead of just throwing shapes, they're throwing babies. So, yeah, again, what goes through some people's minds, and like I say, all that is craving attention. Absolute clout whores. And for what? For 15 seconds of fame. Really? Really? So on that note, folks, on that note, I hope you can join me over on the main show. Hopefully I'll not get arrested for LARPing between now and then. But then again, I ain't running about saying I'm the Russian Jesus. Well, the Russian Jesus tonight is spending time behind bars. And unless he walks through those bars and that wall behind him, we won't be talking about him again. Because once the LARP turns, you turn the light off on it. And you hope it just gets swept away with the rest of the crap that's out there. So listen, I hope you've had fun. I hope I've given you something to laugh at, maybe something to think about. Maybe you hate me. All good and well. Because as long as you've had a good time, even if you hate me, you probably had a good time. The chat room's the main attraction here. Then that's okay with me, because you're all welcome here. And we don't save anyone on here. We don't really do anything serious on here. Somewhere we look at woo, we have a light-hearted look at some of the craziness that 2020 has to offer. And then, of course, by the end of it, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get my thinking head on and head on over to KBS on TFR Live. And I invite you all to join me over there. We're going to be continuing on from last night's conversation with the brilliant Kevin McCairn. It's going to be World War Z extended coverage today, and you're going to love it because I've got serious, I've got woo. And it gets deeper into the woo as we go. So I'd love to see you all over there. TFRlive.com or in the disco. I'm out of here. Keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo.